buddy Vision.
Today, man, we got a special gift. You got my man Cartel from Lava Seer Suits.
Well, you got it right.
Yeah,
You got it right. You got it right. First.
I did my homework.
Yeah. What's up, man? How you been?
What's going on, man? Can't complain.
Good,
Can't complain.
good,
How
good.
you doing, man?
Can't complain.
Hey, it's a pleasure for you to be on the show today. And we came to your shop.
I know.
And the reason we got him on the show today is to basically tell people they need a custom suit. And what other person to come to than him, Mr. Cartel himself. So before we get into the suit, let the people know a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. First of all, thank y'all for having me. Thank y'all for making the trip down and to come and do this interview. A little bit about myself. Born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, man. You from the Show Me State.
I'm from the Show Me State.
Uh-huh.
314. You better know, right? Born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. Went to Harris-Stowe State University, which is an HBCU in St. Louis, Missouri. Once I graduated from there in 2009, I went to and got my master's from Webster University, which is also located in St. Louis, Missouri. In the time of graduating and getting my master's, I was working for a tobacco company at the time. Actually, it was what brought me down to New Orleans in 2010. 2010, kind of working in corporate America, it was always something that was missing. You kind of work in corporate America, you're doing it day in, day out, and it's like, well, it's something I'm supposed to be doing that's more than working for them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I was always that kid in elementary school that wore suits on picture day, bow ties, and all that. So
Come on, man.
it was something that's always been in me. Lava Seer, which is actually the middle name of my uncle, my late uncle, Walter Lava Seer Ward. He used to do men's suits, and he used to model back in St. Louis and in Atlanta and different other states.
So it's been in your blood.
So it's been in my blood.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
died. I said, well, what better way to kind of honor him than to name my suit company after him? So that's what I decided to do. Also, it sounded fancy. It sounded,
Very
rich.
fancy.
So I said, so what better way to,
Fancy.
name the company? Right, exactly. So I went to the Custom Tailor Design Association, which is headquartered in New York. I went there. I took classes on measuring, blue pencil, alterations, fabric knowledge.
How long did that take?
Actually, it was a course. They offer the courses twice a year, and there's a total of 10 courses. So it'll take anywhere from about 2 to 3 years to finish.
Okay.
All hands on, like?
All hands on, classroom, literally sitting in the classroom. You have master tailors that are instructing, and people who done suits for celebrities and actresses and actors, and pretty much so it's really like I'm back in school again.
Gotcha,
Right.
Came back in 2016. After I went and got my basic classes out of the way, and I said I think I want to do this thing here in New Orleans.
Right.
At first, I was intimidated because there's a list that the Custom Tailor Design Association published, and it lists all of the custom tailors that are in respective states
Right.
and cities. And there was probably about 3 or 4 on that list that has been established, probably way before more years than I've been alive.
Right.
And I was kind of intimidated by that, but I said, you know what? I'm not gonna let that intimidate me. When people have been in business for so long, and sometimes they're not willing to change and adapt to new trends and new styles and cuts and things like that. So I said I'm gonna do it. So I came. I launched with a billboard on St. Charles and I-10 back in January, and from there I've been able to get stints on morning news, on the 504 with Sheba Turk.
Yeah.
Been publishing some of the local newspapers here, and then literally the power of social media has been amazing. Hashtags, word of mouth. Shout out to my pastor, Pastor Fred Ludo of Franklin Avenue Baptist Church.
Shout out.
He's been very influential in getting my name out there, getting my brand out there, letting people know where he gets his suits from. Where the congregation is that large, if you make an announcement from the pulpit, of course, you're gonna get a few people, always get me at the end of the church, hey, you got a car?
Yeah,
so I'm like, what? So literally word of mouth, social media, and just being active in the community are things that kind of really, I would say, attribute to growing my brand.
Gotcha.
And so that's what brought me here today. I used to do suits when I first started in the dining room of my home. I created.
That's the grind.
I transformed my dining room into my studio. So some of the early pictures you will see on on my website and Instagram and social media, you'll see I had fast signs come out and put my logo on my wall, had my wall painted, and I really made it my in-home studio. So you would never know it was my house until I told you, or if you came to an appointment. And so literally as of October of 2019, it was time to move to a space. Located here at 365 Canal Street, downtown New Orleans, Louisiana, Suite 1575.
Tell them what building you in. Make sure people know.
We're in the One Canal building next to Saks Fifth Avenue on Canal Street, downtown New Orleans, Louisiana.
Not everybody knows
Suite 1575. So literally, I had some appointments with other office spaces, just to kind of get a feel on what rent and everything would look like. And I had an appointment off of Carondelet Street, and I was early for that appointment. I said it'd be nice if I could get something on Canal Street. I said, but it's probably I probably can't afford it. They probably want to prove me. Just kind of going down the line of reasons why they'll probably tell me no.
You down yourself.
Down myself, right? So I called them. I said, hey, I'm interested. I have a suit company. I'm interested in looking at office spaces. If you have any spaces available, and they said, actually, we do have something available. There's a company that just moved out not too long ago. When will you be in the area? I said, I'm actually outside right now. They said, well, come on up. So came on up, saw the space. Instantly fell in love. I didn't even go to my other appointments that I had scheduled. I said, what do I need to do to sign the lease? So I'm ready to move in. And filled out the paperwork, the necessary paperwork, and submitted everything, financials, and they said, you good to go. I was like, wow. So, I mean, right. Toast to that, right? Yeah. Toast to that. I mean, so, again, that just kind of goes to me having to reground myself and just kind of realize that God is good. God is good. God is faithful. We put limits on ourselves, kind of where we think where we should be or what we deserve. And we rely on ourselves when we really should be relying on Him. And just kind of really putting our trust and our faith in Him. So a mustard seed, I'm sure y'all heard mustard seed faith, right? Mustard seed is very small, and that's all the faith you need, right? And so it's like we put all our problems, and we have all these big problems, and it's like all you need is that little mustard seed of faith, and things will happen. And so I had to reground myself, and I started claiming stuff. I started speaking things to an existence, and things started happening, right?
That's right.
So you're making it do small, man. I said, you like that one?
Hey, that's true.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you like that one?
That's true. Though.
So yeah.
So like one of the things, because you said a lot. We got to
I know, I know, right?
Running it.
Yeah.
So like one of the things I just seen you on was the news, right? Because you was giving tips about how you get stains and stuff out of your garments. Because a lot of people go eat them chicken wings.
Exactly.
For the
there
ball.
you go, right?
Yeah, I like, man, that dude said chicken wings. But yeah, so like, man, that was a big accomplishment there to me, because they call up on you. They could call up anybody to talk about things like that. So how you got that connection?
And so I had to give a shout out to my publicist, JT the Publicist, Ascension Branding and Marketing. And it's a story behind that too. So a little bit about that. We met. His dad is a pastor at the church, Franklin Avenue. And I was new to the city, and just kind of trying to get acclimated, meet people. And he's the pastor over new membership. So but I was beginning to connect with him, and he said, "Oh, I have a son that's your age. I want you to meet." So one Sunday after church, we went out to eat, and pretty much from 2010 we've been running it since then. And he's been with me since the infancy stages of my online boutique. Where I used to sell joggers and T-shirts and things like that. Up until you like joggers?
Yeah, I like joggers.
I do custom joggers. I got them on right now. All up until today. So I will attribute those new segments to him. With his connections and just tying it into different events that's happening in the city. Makes sense. And to your question about the stains and how do you kind of get certain items out of, or certain stains out of garments. I learned it from the Custom Tailor Design Association.
That's good.
That was actually one of the classes that we kind of went through and talked about. And I think it's important that customers know how to treat their garments. If you're spending money on something that you want it to last, it's important that you know how to maintain it, you take care of it, and not just expect the cleaners to do what they do.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's probably been 2 weeks later though.
Exactly. Right. I mean, grease stains settle. You have your lady come kiss you on the cheek, or your mama or auntie, whoever's at the ball. And sometimes they get too low, they get on your collar, your neck, and it's like, you just messed up my tuxedo, you messed up my suit. But there's remedies for that, right? So I think it was important that my clients, as well as potential clients, they know how to properly treat garments, especially with the carnival season. There's multiple balls going on, people in tuxedos, ladies in gowns, and just a lot can happen, in a short amount of time. And if you don't, pre-treat it before taking it to the cleaners, you could potentially lose out on, that dress, that suit, that tuxedo. So
that's true.
I want to make sure I got that information out to the people.
Hey, you did an excellent job.
Appreciate it.
Excellent job.
Hey, them tricks just for suits, or that's like everyday.
That's
garments too?
everyday garments too.
Right.
Everyday garments. So if it's just a regular business suit, if it's a tuxedo, if it's just a regular Oxford button-down polo shirt, if it's kind of whatever it is, those same rules apply to everything.
You ought to write a book on that.
I know, right?
Why not?
I know, right?
So now I'm gonna dig a little deeper. So you came from St. Louis to New Orleans. So how was that transformation like?
So believe it or not, it was not that hard at all. I have family down here.
Okay.
So immediately when my mom said, actually my grandmother, said that we had family down here. My mom said, yeah, we do have family down. We have cousins.
Right.
Down there, so we're gonna put you in connect with them when you move down there. Let them know. And I would say from day one, when I moved down, like they embraced me. They hung out with me. They let me hang out with them.
Right.
Like we grew up together.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is home.
Good. Yeah.
This is what's
Yeah,
up. This is
yeah,
the South. This is
yeah.
quick. I mean, I remember my cousin. One of the first restaurants he took me to was Katie's on Iberville. I think that's where I told you to go. And they used to do all-you-can-eat catfish on Tuesdays. Took me on Frenchman Street and to the local local jazz music, not just the touristy Bourbon Street, but the local spots. The Zulu Club, like just kind of all the places that they would go and frequent on a daily basis or on the weekend. I fell in love with it. My mom has moved down since she left St. Louis. My brother comes down all the time. I have family coming down all the time. I had people from college coming out of Woolworths that I didn't even really talk to. Trying to come stay with me for Mardi Gras and Essence Festival. It's like, wait a minute, we didn't even rock like that.
Right.
I mean,
now you won't be talking.
You good? I mean, we could probably link up, but you can't necessarily stay with me. But it's been great. Right? It's been great. It's been great. I love it. They got
you on the Saints bandwagon too?
Oh yeah. I'm not even really a big sports fan, but you kind of have to be living here. I got a Saints jersey. I go to the games.
My man.
Shout out to my client, Teron Armstead, number 72 of the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, that's what I'm tackling again.
Right. Right. So, I'm all the way in the culture. I'm all the way in. I even know how to second line a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe we get that on camera later.
Hey, I guess.
Yeah.
So, do you have a lot of high-end, clients like the left tackle?
I do. I do have a lot of high-end clients, and also I have a good mix of your regular white-collar worker, even blue-collar workers. I have pretty much now what I've seen. The trend is people they want to look good.
Yep.
No matter what the cost is. They want to look good. They want to feel good. And here at Lavoisier, that's what we help them do. Take 30 measurements to ensure the correct fit for your body type. I even measure kneecaps. So some people have, larger legs. So when you think about an off-the-rack suit, it's made for the masses. So some people have square shoulders. Some people have sloping shoulders. And when they're making those mass-produced suits, it's not going to fit you like it should fit.
Right.
So you end up having to take it for alterations to get the pants shortened, to get the pants tapered, to get the jacket sleeve lengthened, to get the back of the jacket, taken in for a more tapered look. Just all these things that come into play. So while you end up spending anywhere from $80 to $150 on alterations to get a suit to fit you, somewhat how you want to fit, it's like, why not invest into a custom suit where it's going to be specifically made for your body type with your body measurements. You can also, you're building it from scratch. So I like to tell my clients they are the CEO when they're creating the suit. So they're picking the fabrics, the buttons, the linings, the threads, the monograms, the cut, belt loops, no belt loops, flat fronts, pleats, cuffs, no cuffs. So you're really building it from scratch to your preference and to what you want.
So when you put it like that, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you saying every person should? Would you say every person should own a custom suit?
Definitely.
Why?
Definitely. Every person should own a custom suit. I mean, again, you'll feel good, you'll look good, and then it's an investment in yourself. So when you think about investments, investments appreciate, right? So the suit, it won't go out of style.
Right.
It'll be something that you can always go to.
Right.
Specifically, if it's your first custom suit, I always suggest your basic colors: a gray, a navy. Those are interchangeable. You can wear them. You can wear the jacket with some jeans. You can wear the jacket with some khakis. And so you can get a multi-use out of those particular starter garments. When you've been in the game for a minute, you got those foundation pieces out of the way.
Right.
Then you start graduating to your window pane, your pinstripes. You kind of really, get funky with your lapel buttonhole colors, your sleeve colors, your buttons. And you really start kind of, coming into whatever style you want to come into. Yeah.
So,
how long the process take? Like the measurement of the shoulders.
Yeah, so every appointment, I would say anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half. And that would consist of you picking out your fabric, picking out your finishes, such as your buttons, your linings, your threads, monogram colors, monogram style, monogram font, taking the measurements. And then, once I submit the order, it takes anywhere from about 4 to 5 weeks for the suit to come back, suit, tuxedo, blazer, whatever it may be, for it to come back. You come in, do a final fitting, make sure everything's fit like you want to, and then you're out the door.
So I'm trying to be last minute. I can't come be last minute.
You can't be last minute at all. You can't be last minute. You'll be last minute on the rack if you're trying to be last minute.
That's true.
Yeah.
That man making a custom suit. What you want?
4 to 5 weeks. Don't come here trying to get in 2 weeks.
Exactly.
I need that for 2 weeks.
Right.
Don't come 4 to 5 weeks.
Well, Weedy?
Yeah.
All right. Don't leave that alone.
I got my answer.
You was trying to get something in 2 weeks,
huh? Yeah.
Nah, buddy. It ain't gonna happen.
Nah.
So, like, what's the hottest trend you see in suits today?
Colors. Neon type colors, bright colors. Suits with jogger pants. Suits with a different color lapel. Suits that have accent stripes on them. Again, because people want you to know. When I get a custom suit, I want you to know, right?
Right.
I paid money for this.
Exactly. I want you to know, right? And I think a lot of us come to, I like to say, the you gon' know generation. So whatever the brand name is, whatever you see that I'm wearing, you gon' know what it is. Right? So when you see the suit, you gon' know it's a custom suit that you just can't go into your regular department store and get this suit because you're not gonna find it. Right. When you wear specific tennis shoes or wear different watches, like you want somebody to know what it is, right?
That's right.
Right. So right. Like that gold bezel that's sitting on his wrist. You gonna know it's something, right?
Easy. I don't want to say no more.
What would you say might be like the biggest challenge of your career?
The biggest challenge. I would say the biggest. No. I would say probably one of the biggest challenges is getting people to see the value of a custom suit and why the investment is important versus going to your department store and buying a suit off the rack. Some people aren't there yet. Some people, they have smaller frames and smaller body types where they can go to a department store and it kind of it kind of fits them. But that's a small group of people. So I would say that would be the biggest challenge, trying to really getting people to see the value of a custom suit and the experience and why it's important, kind of the different fabrics too. So when you think about it, the department stores, some of them use on your less expensive suits a fused process. So if you think about a hot glue gun and fabric, they're taking that hot glue gun and the fabric and sticking it together, and that becomes your suit. And if you take it to the dry cleaners multiple times, I don't know if you guys ever seen guys with suits where they have like some wrinkles right here.
Right.
That's because the glue is starting to come apart from the suit. So that's one selling point of the custom suit experience. Another selling point too is the different fabrics. So you have your Super 100s, Super 120s, 130s, 140s, 50s, 60s, so on and so forth. And the higher the number, the softer the fabric. So if you think about wool comes from a sheep, right? The sheep, they have very tangled hair, very coarse hair. So if you think about the amount of times that the manufacturer is carding and grading that sheep or that wool fabric, the softer it gets, the finer it gets, the more expensive it gets.
Gotcha.
So if you ever feel a suit and it's kind of hard, kind of rough, and feels kind of itchy, they probably combed it a few times, right?
Yeah.
And they made the suit. Versus if you get custom suit, you can feel the difference in the fabric because they take the time and they card it and they grade it and they continue to comb it, make sure it's soft, make sure it's fine. And another piece to that, your custom suits, they typically use about 35% of the wool from a sheep. So again, when you think about making a mass-produced suit, they're using all the wool, right?
Gotcha.
So it's going to take more sheep to make a custom suit than it would to make a suit that's manufactured for the mass.
The department stores will be mad at you, man.
Hey, you need a business.
Right, exactly.
But we got to get him.
Right.
Come see him.
Right, exactly. Come see, right?
Hey, so like, what's one of the things that's you want to put in the atmosphere? I always like putting things in the universe, like you said.
Right,
earlier.
you said earlier.
Right. What's one thing that you want to happen that haven't happened yet for you? With the suit game.
With the suit game, storefront.
Okay.
So versus someone coming into a studio office, having a storefront where you can walk in straight off the street into Lavasier Suits.
So that's dope.
You want it in this area still?
In this area, and it's gonna happen.
That's what happened.
It's gonna happen.
You don't want to go back to St. Louis?
No, this is home. I love St. Louis, but this is home.
I got you. I ain't mad at
I
that.
can always visit straight down 55.
Like you said, if you could put it in the atmosphere, like what time frames you give yourself to making that happen?
Wow, time frame.
Can't just
We always have a time frame, but God work on His time.
You do.
Really?
But I would say within 5 years. In 5 years.
That's dope. That's dope.
5
That's dope.
years. Mm-hmm.
So, I know I kind of screwed you. I messed this up a little bit, but I'm gonna roll with it. So, like, if you had to go to a business meeting, what would you wear? Would you wear slacks? Would you wear a suit, or would you wear slacks and a nice pair of jeans?
Depending on the business meeting. If it's a business meeting with like an investor, I will wear a suit. I wear a navy suit, white shirt, probably a solid colored tie or a tie that isn't too busy.
Yeah.
Keep it very, clean, neat, and conservative. If it's, a business meeting with my publicist and, maybe a brand ambassador, potential brand ambassador, I may wear a nice pair of jeans, which I do custom jeans as well. So it wouldn't be off the rack. Everything would be Lavasier.
Lavasier.
Gotta
give me some Lavasier.
Exactly. So, jeans and a blazer.
Okay.
It's sufficient. And then also, too, I would gauge the climate, the dress climate of the organization.
Gotcha.
Is it suit and tie every day? Are they casual? So I would probably just gauge that and then dress accordingly.
Okay.
Do you have like a team? Is it just you and your publicist, or like you got like a team?
Actually, I do.
Shout out to Timo.
Darren Lindsay of Darren Lindsay Graphic Design. Of course, JT, the publicist of Ascension Brand and Marketing. And then also a web developer, Stephen Smith of Servron. So literally, just kind of backtracking, when I first started, I literally bought all of them together in my living room.
Damn.
And kind of, I didn't cook. I had some drinks.
I forgot he from St. Louis.
I had some drinks for him. I had some drinks for him.
Look, I ain't getting no food. We go drink.
Right, exactly. And pretty much told him my vision, told him what I wanted to do. And I felt it was important for everybody to kind of be in the same room.
True.
As I was talking. So,
Get the vibe.
Yeah, catch the vibes, and one person can know what the other person can and can't do, and also my photographer, my initial photographer, Harlan Miller of Harlan Miller Photography. Everybody was in the same room, and so Harlan made sure he took the right pictures and the right angles and different spots throughout the city for the website. The web developer, was able to take those pictures and put them on the website strategically. JT, of course, was able to get me out there day one when the billboard went up January.
That's dope.
And then with Darren, he actually designed the billboard, the initial billboard that went up, as well as business cards and push cards rather.
Okay.
That I was able to pass out as well. Also, I can't forget, I have to give a shout out to my fraternity brother, Ernest of Big Easy Billboards. The billboards that drive around.
Oh,
he
the
had
trucks?
me on the trucks. He had
Okay.
me on that during Jazz Fest and some other events that we did throughout the city, different campaigns that
You
we
get the
ran.
recognition then.
So it was good to kind of get those phone calls or emails saying, "Hey, I saw your billboard driving down the street."
You'd be like,
yeah,
yes.
my man. Yeah, my man.
Exactly. So all those people helped from the beginning, embassy stages, and still to this day. I appreciate them, and so it's only up from here, right?
Yeah, I like that. That's indeed. You blessing in 2020.
Definitely.
Hey, I gotta give you a big shout out for your investment property.
No,
Because when you said investment, I like, I gotta give you a shout out on it.
yeah.
Congratulations. bro.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Appreciate
You
it.
want to tell people a little bit about that one?
I do. So again, it's important to diversify your portfolio, having multiple streams of income. You never want to rely on one stream of income.
Right.
So
Why is that?
because you just never know. You never know. The market may be soft over here, with the suit company. So, you have something else to fall back on. Kind of whatever it is, you want to make sure that you just have multiple streams.
I feel you.
I have to give a shout out to my realtor who's been working with me, Brittany McKay of Brittany McKay Realty. She has been my realtor since 2015.
Damn.
So she sold my first house that I purchased when I moved here in 2010 in Algiers on the West Bank. Sold that house. Assisted in the purchase of my second home in New Orleans East. She sold that house for me, and just recently we closed the other day on an investment property in the Gentilly area. 5 minutes from the golf course, Bartholomew Golf Course. So a 3-bedroom, 2 baths, sleep 6 people. Pretty much new construction. It was built in 2018. Hardwood floors, 12-foot ceilings, granite countertops, so on and so forth.
If you're coming in for jazz, fan, this is the man you want to hit up.
It's when you hit me up.
He said go, but my daddy might like that.
Yeah, so I'm excited about it. It's something that's been in the works for a
That's
minute.
good.
Appreciate Brittany for showing me houses after houses after houses. I'll send her like 12 properties. Set up appointments for these. She was like, "You want to see 12 and on one day?" I'm like, "Yeah, because
Sheesh.
I know what I like. Like if I ain't gonna like it, we can move on." And so that was probably for about 2 months when I really got serious and focused on this is what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Then found this property and I said, I think this is the one. This is one. This was the model home of the other homes that they had this developer had built in that same Gentilly area.
Yeah.
I said, I want this one right here.
Right.
She was showing me the other ones. I said, nah, this ain't got the upgrades. I don't want it. I said, I want this one. And negotiated. And Brady was very influential in that. And came away, signed pretty good. Navy Federal. They said, this is the this file is the shortest file I've seen for closing. And Brittany was like, you sure we done? You done signed it? And he was like, yeah, we've signed everything. So I don't know what that means. I guess that's a good thing. But I got the keys, so.
It's yours.
But yeah, so I'm excited about that. So again, looking forward to doing more in 2020 with investment properties. Again, to diversify that portfolio, having multiple streams of income. But yeah, look out for it on Airbnb coming soon.
So Airbnb, where did it look up your name?
Well, no. So actually, if you hit me up on Instagram, Cortez.e.Jackson, I can forward you the link personally. But of course, if you go on Airbnb and search, it'll pop up. But if you really want that property, DM me, send me an email, and I can send you the link directly to be able to book. So people are already inquiring about Jazz Fest, Essence Fest, all that. So get on it.
Cortez.e.Jackson.
There you go.
There it is. Yeah, bro, you got that better than
I know, better than that.
That's a shout out to my apple juice. Hey, that goes to my apple juice. Brain food.
Breakfast of champions, right?
That's right. That's right. So, like, what else you want to put out there? Because I'm almost done. Because we're going to get let the people see how you measure a little bit.
Okay.
Other than that,
Okay.
what else you got?
I would just give my social media handles.
There it is.
At Cortez, Cortez.e.Jackson is my personal Instagram, business Instagram, at Lavasier Suits. That's LAVOISIER Suits. Look us up on the web, www.lavasiersuits.com. Email us, info@lavasiersuits.com. Phone number, we can be reached at 504-210-6979.
All right. Wayne, what you got?
I want to thank my brother for taking time out of his busy
Appreciate
schedule
it.
to sit and talk with us. We appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
I got one more thing.
Uh-oh.
Whenever you come to see him for the suit, mention Buddy Vision. He might can help you out.
There you go, Buddy Vision.
That's
right?
what it is. That's what it is. I appreciate
Appreciate it,
being
man.
that part of the show, man.
Appreciate it.
Hey, it's Bubba.
Weenie.
Buddy Vision out.
We out.